All right, I'm going to show you OneNote. OneNote is something that I have been using a lot. I used it a lot last year, but I've been using it a lot this year as well because I find it super helpful to recreate assignments that might have been on paper, or maybe I have like a PDF copy of it, but the students can't write on it or anything unless I print it out. I'm able to sort of chop up some of the assignments and recreate them on OneNote for kids to access it. And then OneNote is kind of nice because it actually saves all of the students' work and all of my assignments, but it collects all of the information and keeps it nice and organized, almost like an online binder. So that's one of the major reasons why I use OneNote. So if you're going to use it, I'm going to show you basically like how to set it up. If you go on YouTube and you look for OneNote instructions, a lot of them will tell you like how to set up the class. But on Schoology, it's super easy, which is another reason why I use it, because it links up with Schoology. So I'm in one of my classes right now. If you look on the side at the bottom, there is OneNote Class Notebook. If you click on that first time in your class, you will have the option to actually create your OneNote Class Notebook. So right now, if I click sign in, it's going to connect me obviously with my Microsoft account, and I'm going to see this page. What you guys are going to see is you're going to see a name that they sort of auto-populate from your name on Schoology, and it's going to give you the option if you want to actually create the class. So what I did at the beginning of the year is I created a class for each one of my Schoology classes by going to it on Schoology, clicking OneNote Class Notebook on the side, and then setting up the class. When you first set up your class, there's going to be no students in it. You're not going to have to do anything about that. You put that actually on your students one day. So after I created my classes, I had a lesson that I had set up. I had an assignment that I had created, but I had no students in my notebooks. So what I did is in each class, I had the kids go onto Schoology, and every single one of them clicked on OneNote Class Notebook. And when they clicked on it, it asked them to sign into their Microsoft account. So they just put in their password. And once they clicked log in, it automatically connected them to my class notebook because they were in my Schoology class and I had created a class notebook for them. So by the end, or not even by the end of class, but within the first 5 minutes of class, once everybody clicked on this on the side, I had all of their names in my classroom. And as the year went on and I had more kids show up later in the year, they would come into my class on Schoology and I would have them do the same thing, and then their name would pop up. All right, so once you've created your class and you had your kids sign up for it, I'm going to show you what OneNote looks like. Now, I usually go to office.com to get to OneNote. We do have it as an app on our computer, but it doesn't sync as often, so that it's a bit of a lag time. So if you're creating anything, sometimes what you create on the computer, it didn't fully save yet to show up online, and vice versa. So I go online because it's faster. So on the side here, you're going to see OneNote Notebook. When you click on that, it will show you the notebooks that you have. I have one for my second period, third period, fifth period, and sixth period classes. So I can click on all those. I personally make all of my assignments in my second period class. I don't make the same assignment for every single one of my classes. That is too much work. I make it in one class, and then I can assign it to all of my students in all of the classes. I'll show you how to do that. So I have it open over here. If you look, I have all of my kids' names on the side here. At the top are the three things that you have. Collaboration space is something where everybody can kind of write in it. There is a way to shut down the collaboration space so your students don't use it. Now, if you're doing group work, collaboration space might be something that's actually very useful to you and for your groups. And you can do group work on OneNote, which is cool. Under content library, I put in DBQ work recently, and I put in the background reading. And what I put in the content library are the answers to questions for one of the assignments I assigned. The reason I put it in content library is because all of the kids can see this here, but they can't edit it, and I'm not individually assigning it to them because I just wanted them all to see this one document with the answers. In the teacher only section, this is like my personal teacher binder. This is where I set up my own sections, which if you, let me scroll down a little bit so you can see. You can have an add section here. I created a classwork, a reading section, and a writing section. If I click on classwork, for example, I have all of these assignments that I have created since September. And in the teacher binder, there's a lot of stuff in here. If I go to each student one, I got rid of a lot of the stuff from like first term because they don't need that information anymore. Sometimes you might want to keep it, but once the grades close, they don't need to have all those documents in there, and it's going to be too many documents for them to keep track of. So I just get rid of the first term once the first quarter is over. So if I look at one of the assignments that I have here, if I look at one of the assignments I have here, I even put like study guides for the test in here. This is my study guide that I created, and I can put charts in here. I can put questions in here. I can put pictures in here. So for instance, this picture came from one of the readings that we did. And what I did was I clicked on Snipping Tool, which is also something I use all the time. If you don't know how to use Snipping Tool, I can show you. You just type in the words Snipping Tool right here. And then this pops up. You click New, and you can cut like a picture of something that you might want to put into OneNote or maybe in another document. So I use that all the time because sometimes I've assigned a reading or something and I just need to get a section of it for all of my students, but I don't need to have like the whole document there. I just need a bit of it. So you can put that in. And then all of the kids are going to be able to type in this once I assign it to them. Let me show you another example. If I showed Roanoke, I did like a little discussion about Roanoke just for fun. And this was actually a PDF. What you can do is you can insert up here a file or a picture. When you click File, it's because I'm not clicked into this document at all. But when you click File, you can insert the actual file, so then they have to like double click on it, just like what's right here. Or you can insert the printout. So instead of it just being an attachment where they have to open it in another window, they can see the whole reading right here, which is cool. And then at the bottom, I put in questions and I typed those in. So they had to answer the questions at the bottom of the page, and I just typed the video questions in. The other thing that I found really, really helpful with this, especially for some of our EL students and special ed students, on the side, I'm able to do an audio recording. So I can click off to the side of the reading and make my own separate box here. And I can click audio and I can record my voice reading the page. So I recorded that, I read this page and I recorded it. And all the kids have to do on their side is they click on the audio recording and they press the little play button and they can listen to me reading the text to them. And for a lot of my students, that has been super helpful, and they really like having that because some of the language that we use, obviously, in social studies is very, very complicated. So they're able to get somebody to read it for them. Writing, I've even been able to do things like the DBQ organizers. So I just rewrite some of the organizers, but when you do it once, you can then copy and paste it for other DBQs. What I like about OneNote is that you can click anywhere on the screen and you can add in stickers. You can do math equations, which we don't need. You can do emojis. You can do audio, pictures, files, and you can put them anywhere. So it can look almost like a scrapbook if you wanted to set it up like that. But once again, what I really use OneNote for is to almost have like a virtual binder where I'm recreating assignments that used to be on paper and now I need them to be digital. And so I can have them here. All right, if I have an assignment that I want to then assign to all of my students, like this one, let's say the DBQ number 2 organizer, I click on it here, so it's up in front of me. I click on Class Notebook, and I click Distribute Page. Then I click Cross Notebook Distribution, because I want to assign it across my 4 classes of notebooks. And then I see my 2nd period class, 3rd period class, 6th period class, and 5th period class. And when I click Next, it's going to ask me where do I want to put it. And this one originated in my writing tab, so I want to assign it to their writing tab. So I click Writing, and then I click Distribute. And it takes a little time, it loads, but then it shows up in everybody's folder. So if you look at a student's folder, I'll just pick this student, Morgan, and click on Writing. she has the DBQ2 organizer here. And I assigned this, as you can see, 1-6. I assigned it a few days ago. I can see all of the work that she has done. This is the other thing that I love about OneNote. I can look at every student's work. So as they are completing it, if they are making mistakes, especially for writing assignments like an organizer, I can bring these up, look at them on my screen, and see where a kid is working, and I can also make notes. So if I decided on her thing that I like her topic sentence, I could even draw on it. I could get the little pen, I can circle something, I can make a note on the side. I could always type something in and write a note to her as well, and she will see it in live time, like me actually typing a note, which is great. So a lot of this is great for editing help, but it's also nice too if you have students who aren't doing work, you can kind of monitor what they're doing and to make sure that some of your kids get started on their work. All right, that's really basic stuff about OneNote, but that's kind of how I'm using it in my class. I recreate assignments, I assign them, and I can monitor student progress.